In this video, we are going to be showing you how to create the Gerber files that will be sent off for the PCB milling and some important things to check before creating your files. So first off, you're going to want to add your net ID to your board so we can differentiate it from everyone else's. To do this, you're going to want to go down to the bottom here to select Top Overlay, come up here for Text, place your text, Properties, and put your net ID somewhere on your board. Next, we are going to be downloading the shop's rules file so we meet all of the specifications for our PCB. To do that, we are going to go over to the shop's website, use eShop, and go to Project Request Form. Go down to PCB Mill Request, ShopCam and DRC, and then go to Altium, Design Rules, and here's the shop's rule file that you can download. Once you have that file downloaded, come back into Altium. Under Design, there's Rules. Under Design Rules, you're going to right-click and click Import Rules. Control A to select everything. Hit OK. And then you're going to want to select the shop's rule file. Hit Open. It's going to say clear existing rules prior to import. If it does, say yes. Another thing you're going to want to check is to come down here in routing layers and unselect top layer. You're going to want to be routing everything on the bottom if you haven't already. And then click Apply. OK. Now that we have the shop's rule file in here, we can go to Tools and Design Rule Check. Run Design Rule Check, and it'll bring up this window showing all of your different rule violations. So here we have 4. If you go back to your PCB, you can go down under Panels and select PCB Rules and Violations, and it'll bring up all of your different violations. And to see all of them, you can just click on them, and it'll bring you right to them. So these are, the holes are too close to the end of the solder pad. So to change that, we'll just click the pad, go to Properties, and then the hole size is about 27 mils. The pad width is 47 by 47, so we're going to change that to, let's say, 55. Once you change that, you can go Re-pour, and then go back to Tools, Design Rule Check, Run Design Rule Check, and now we only have 3 rule violations. So make sure you have 0 violations by the time you are ready to create your file. What you're going to want to check before creating your Gerber files is whether your header pin is in the right orientation. Looking at it from the top side, you're going to want -4.5 on the top and 4.5 on the bottom. To check if you are on the top, you can hit 3 to bring up your 3D view, and you can see this is the top side. You're going to want the top to again be -4.5 and bottom to be 4.5. The reason we want -4.5 on top and 4.5 on bottom is because if you remember, the thing we're plugging it into has our 9-volt on the bottom and ground on top. So make sure that the top, again, looking at it from the top pin is your -4.5 and the bottom is 4.5. Now that we have all of those things checked, we are going to create our Gerber files. So to do that, we're going to go up to File, New, Output Job File. Once you're here, we're going to go to Fabrication Outputs, Add New Fabrication Output. We're going to want Gerber files for sending it off to our PCB manufacturer. If you're doing it from the shop likes the Gerber X2 files, but we are going to do Gerber files, our receiver board, and we're also going to want to add NC drill files. Now that we have these added, we're going to go over here, click our folder structure, and select both of these. And before we generate our files, double-click your Gerber file, and it will bring up this pane. Select the .gerber and hit Apply. And then now we can generate our content, which shows up down here. But to find it in your folders, you can go to Users, public documents, Altium, your receiver board, and project outputs for free documents. You'll see we have Gerber and our NC drill files. Now that we have those, we can select them both, and we're going to want to compress it to a zip. Receiver. We have our zip file. We are going to go over to JLC PCB to make sure our design looks all good. So JLC PCB. Here we can add our Gerber file. Find your zip file, hit upload, and it will generate what your board should look like. After it's done generating, it will give you your dimensions down here. So make sure your dimensions are what you wanted them to be, and make sure your PCBs look like they should. Once you're done with that and everything looks good, you are now ready to upload that zip file to Learning Suite. The assignment is called PCB file.